Hey, I thought I would take just a few minutes here and give you a little bit of getting started advice from TenMarks. What you're looking at here is a 4-week checklist, which hopefully you have access to as well as this video. And what this does is it just sets forth, maybe week by week, what you might think of doing to get started with TenMarks in your classroom. So the first week we think is kind of a preparation week. We'd love to help make sure that you know how to review your roster and organize your curriculum, maybe even create an assignment or an assessment. The second week is when most teachers really spend time with a goal to introduce their students to working on TenMarks. Here's some instructions on how to distribute the logins and a few things to think about. I'm just going to go through a couple of these first week things as you scale into TenMarks. So what you're looking at right now is kind of reviewing and downloading your roster. I'm assuming that you have already taken the time to watch the Getting Started webinar, and this is just a short reminder on a few of the Getting Started steps, including organizing your curriculum, creating an assignment, and a grade level assessment. So what I'm doing right now is I'm going over to my 2015-16 version of TenMarks. It looks a little bit new and different with some enhancements we've been working hard on. But when I click on Create Assignments, this is where I go to get to TenMarks Math. And this is where I create all of my student work. So the first and most important thing is to just double check your class roster. You'll see that your dashboard gives you some of the important information, and most schools are now using a system called Clever to actually pre-populate student information into your class roster. You can toggle between classes up here in the upper right corner. So if you're looking at a class and you intended to be looking at a different class, you can simply choose those here and see your different rosters. If you need to add students inside of an existing class, it's very simple to do so. You just click Add Student and either type in their first and last name, or if you're adding an existing student, you need to have their username and password or their student summer code. What I love is that it's very easy to download the roster, and this downloading of the roster will give you a file that actually allows you to have a single little sheet for each of your students. You can just cut those and give those out, and then your students have the roster information that they need. So just reviewing that and downloading it is step one. Step two is organizing your curriculum, and you'll click on the work area of your account here. And one of the things that you'll immediately see is a listing of any of the assignments that you've already created and sent to your students. To create new assignments, you'll go to your curriculum page, and I've already started organizing my content into some units. When you actually first set this up, you can call the organized sections anything you like, maybe your week or your unit or what have you. But the idea is that you just take a look to click on Add Content, and you say, okay, maybe week one, I'm going to review fractions, and I can just start typing that in. And you'll see all of the fraction opportunities. You can also type in the standard if you know it, and then once you've seen it here, it's very easy to drag and drop it over onto your unit. Once it's kind of organized, it's real easy to then just click the little button next to it, and you can either set up your Assign Now, which is one-click options to send out the assignments to your students. Some teachers like to make it so that you always have 7 days to do the assignment or what have you. I also like the advanced options, and that'll be covered in another webinar. What I would love to spend just a moment doing is thinking about the idea of creating a diagnostic assessment. So in the next couple moments, I'm in the work section here, and just to create a really quick and easy way to pre-test your students for the whole year, I would suggest you go to Work and Assessments and then click on Create a New Assessment. What this allows you to do is to select all of your students and then choose a name that makes sense to you, or some districts like to always have a certain naming convention, but you choose a start date and a due date, which would be the last day that students could turn this in. And then the key idea here at the beginning of the year is that you would choose the grade level from last year's grade. So if I have a fourth grade class, I would choose grade 3. And if I preview this, what you'll see is that the system will automatically create for your students an assessment which will cover all of the major topics from last year and then give you a chance to see how your students already are doing mathematically. So if you take a look, fast forward to the future, if I take a look here at my existing kind of pre-test, I can just scroll down because I've already had one that has been done, but you'll see that you can then see who are your highest performers, your lowest performers, and then you'll see on each different domain how did they do, and know that maybe the teachers just ran out at the end of the year and didn't cover key topics, or maybe all of your students need some extra work on the number system or whatever it might be. So this is a great way to just really quickly get to know your students. Keep in mind that when you're doing an initial grade level diagnostic, that usually will take a full class period or two. You want to give students plenty of time to show you what you know, and there will usually be about 30 to 40 questions on it. That's really it for the first week. There's more information to follow about the second week. Keep in mind that you may also want to make sure that you've downloaded the TenMarks field guide, which is a great tool, kind of like, you can think of it like a teacher's guide, if you will, on how to use TenMarks. And so this will be a handy tool for you to have. And if you have any additional questions on getting started, make sure that you bookmark and type in to your system help.tenmarks.com, because that's always going to be the best place to find the latest from TenMarks. Thanks so much for watching.